Hello everyone and welcome back to Xenoblade Chronicles. In the last episode we released a lot of the Imperial Guard of Alchemoth from their duties in the most permanent way possible. This episode we've got one final chunk of kind of High Entia related side quests to do before we're going to get on to Prison Island next episode. So we are here in Satoral Marsh again, and we are here next to Scarlan, who has a quest for us. Oh, it's you. The High Entia used to hold an Imperial ceremony here. Did you know that? Please, tell me more. I did not think you knew. This tradition died out long ago, so it is hardly common knowledge. A friend in the Ministry of Records told me while we were out drinking. He has changed into a Telethia now, though. Anyway, regarding the ceremony, it requires 4 radiants scattered across the world. I believe them to be in places with links to my people. The ceremony was conducted at that emblem over there. When it was over, they would be granted something important. That's all I remember. Coming to this place reminded me of the ceremony, you see. I'm only telling you because I think you might be able to do it. Will you give it a try? I've heard of the old Imperial ceremonies. I wonder what they were like. As a High Entia, I would certainly like to try it and see. I too am intrigued as a fellow High Entia, but I am unable to travel around the world as you can. So, will you do it? This gives us the Imperial ceremony, connect the radiants from all across the world in order to perform the ceremony. So we've got the Mist Radiant from Satoral Marsh, Ocean from Aerith Sea, Imperial from the High Entia Tomb, and Snow from Valak Mountain. I do not know what is granted when the ceremony is performed, but it must be truly special. I know you will succeed. What I like about it is, this quest, is that you do get something truly special from it. You get something which is I thought this was water. You get a very unique reward. Well, it is completely unique. There is nothing like it in the entire game. And it opens up quite a lot of stuff, including a couple of quests, all of which we will be doing this episode. So, first off, speeder on, we need to go to Basin Cave, which is just nearby here, and pick up the Mist Radiant. Next up, if we head to Aerith Sea, we'll grab the Ocean Radiant. So if we start at the Central Seal Island. This is quite cool. Last time we were here was in a massive storm, really, because we were raising Prison Island for the first time. But this time, I guess we've not really got much of a look at it. There is no Prison Island. There's just the dead spot of E3C at Bionis Occipital at the back there. The Prison Island having very much sunk into the Bionis head, and we'll be doing more with that next episode. Up next is the Imperial Radiant, which we'll find in the High Entia Tomb. So we're best to walk to the Ceremony Hall. And it is, in fact, right here. Note also on the map. There's something ahead of us there. There's more to explore in the tomb, which we will be doing this episode, which is very cool. With that done, we actually do want to do something else while we're in here. If we head to the Valley of Emperors. And what we want to do, I just need to remember which way it is there is a heart-to-heart over there. So this is a bit of an interesting one. What I like about this game is it avoids the Frodo and Legolas problem of having party members that never interact with one another. For those who aren't familiar, in the books there's a little bit more, still not a lot, but in the Lord of the Rings films, Legolas and Frodo have one line of dialogue between them, so as in terms of where one speaks to the other or the other speaks to them. Legolas says, "And you have my bow," to Frodo. And that is the only interaction those two characters ever get. What this does quite well with a party of 7 is mean that every character does interact with every other character. Heart-to-hearts allow that, and it really helps to flesh out the characters. This one here is Echoes of Ancient Times between Rhine and Melia. It doesn't matter how many times I come here, it still amazes me. It's impressive, alright. Can't believe it's so old. Do you not have such ancient architecture near your colony? No, not looking all shiny and new like this. Magmel Ruins is the closest, but it's taken a beating over the years. Then it truly is a unique place. So, that globe thing, what's that all about? I'm afraid I don't know the answer. It's a mystery to me too. Let's go and take a look. I guess you wouldn't know, but that thing roughed us up good. Then my guess would be it's the nerve centre of the tomb. Perhaps the tomb's defence mechanisms were activated. Do you know how it works? Ether or something, right? You're probably correct, but how is that possible? This was built many years ago. The technology to extract high quantities of ether energy is new. Us Oms could do with that. Mind sharing it with us? We're a little bit behind on stuff like this. Floating cities and flying machines are a bit advanced for our lot. If you're in need of technology, we'd be happy to share it with you. We High Entia will no longer shut ourselves away to others. So you'll help us? Brilliant. No more getting shouted at by old Square Tash. He hates it when we don't find cylinders. Who is this Square Tash? Oh, forget it. It's nothing. Just me blabbering on. You reckon one day we can make those airships you'll have? Be amazing. I've always wanted my own plane. Cheers, Melia. It's going to be great. I feel we've drifted slightly from the subject at hand. Regardless, from now on, the High Entia and the Hums will work together. Hand in hand, we'll restore Colony 9 to its former glory and beyond. As ever, the other options will be at the end of the episode. Our final Radiant we need to get is in the Relic Mountain. So, of course, this is a very High Entia area, is the Sealed Chapel, and indeed this actually has quite a few High Entia refugees that have come to it now, like Zayn and Corelth the Adventurers, so we will be back here before long. This gathers the offerings. This is a separate quest which will not have been on the visualizer, I suspect. So what we need to do now is head back to Sartorial Marsh and present our offerings. So here we presented our Radiance quite some time ago, but here we have got more Radiance from around the Bionis, so now we present them at the Adulthood Emblem once again. And this time we have a level 86 Radiant Teryx. It's got a spike, but its spike is really weird. As you can see, it inflicts bind, which means you can't move. So you kind of just got to hope that you get bound in somewhere where you can still hit it, which fortunately we can here. And offensive arts actually have a pretty good range, but low tension can be a bit of a problem in this fight. Like here, I'm kind of too far away from Fiora to hit, but there we go, we're okay. I'm hoping to be able to set off drones in a second, and then that should sort out my tension problems. Yeah, because we lose a bit of tension with every hit because we're firing off that spike constantly. So it's a bizarre battle, this one. Shulk, his AI should purge that spike, but he doesn't. Apparently he went for Buster instead. Apparently he has decided this spike isn't really worth it. Very odd, but it's not a difficult fight. The spike just makes it a bit annoying, but easy enough. And that completes the Imperial ceremony and rewards us with the High Entia emblem. And that's it, apparently. That seems to be the end of the quest. And it is. Terrible statement there. But the High Entia emblem can interact with a shit ton of High Entia stuff around the entire world. For example, this lift that didn't work when we were last here, the emblem activates it. And there is a function to this. All of the High Entia doors have points. There's a reason I want to do this before the end of the game. When we get towards the top, you'll see there's a little platform there. If we land on it, it's a bit of an awkward jump to make, as you can see. Inside is a High Entia chest, which contains actually some useful stuff. Days plus 5, which extends days time, is actually pretty good. And a Sleep Resist 6 cap. That is about to become extremely useful. I am going to switch up the party a little bit. So I'm taking Shulk, Sharla, and Ryan, and Shulk I'm giving the Sleep Resist hat. Sharla we've given Debuff Resist 4, and Ryan we've given Debuff Resist 5. Unless I actually specifically have a Sleep Resist, but I don't think I do. I'm just going to see if I can craft something quickly. Anything that would be helpful here. We're about to fight, by the way, a deeply annoying enemy, which is why this has come up and suddenly become relevant. No, nothing we can craft, but we should be alright with this. It's just a really annoying fight, and an annoying reset if you don't nail it. So, we're going to go to Saltnar Seal Island first, and then we are going to swim to the south, and down to the Cromar coast. We've been here before briefly, just to cross it off the map, and it's full of high-level Cromars, but now we can actually fight the bastards. So these ones aren't the main problem, but actually I'm just going to, build up my party gauge on them a little bit, because we'll be needing that for a fight up the hill. You're also going to want to keep your Monado gauge generally pretty high here. So, up this hill, we have another batch of Cromar, and the one that's annoying is the Zeddy Cromar. These guys have an irritating spike. Observe. Go up to them.
I don't want anyone dying out there.
Oh, actually, there's just a damage spike. That's fine. I was thinking of the other one, which is an irritating spike. I'm still going to purge it and try and focus basically everything on them. But they're an easy enough enemy. Then they rely on their spike for defense. So let's headshot him and let's sword drive him, and then we can finish him off with a slit edge. Well, not quite, apparently. Metal blast, then it is. Oh, this guy in the middle, he got hit and he got metal blasted, so let's break this log rat. There we go. Oh, he's got a topple spike. You'll notice this over the rest of the game. Topple spikes are annoyingly frequent, like most of the enemies you encounter in the rest of the game, because otherwise, they realised, I think, that breaking and toppling is really good. So they made sure that wasn't the case anymore. Anyway, we'll finish up here. This is easy enough. Make sure you finish this fight with some Monado gauge. By some, I mean full. Full Monado gauge and a lot of party gauge if you can. Oh, right, this is a fucking annoying thing these Chromar do as well. It's the Beastman's Curse, which stops you from using any arts. Fortunately, it doesn't stop Shulk from using Monado arts, but either way, it's really fucking annoying. Right, on this bridge, we now have another pair of Zeldy Chromars, and you can have to focus on them one by one. That fight behind us is a bit more of an annoying one. We're going to hope to not trigger that just yet, but some will inevitably trigger when we start this fight.
I don't want anyone dying out there.
We can maybe lure these Zeddies a bit closer towards us. If I summon my allies back towards us, there we go. Now we can attack and we should be pretty safe here. These guys do not have any kind of a topple spike or anything. I really thought a stray thunder bullet there had fucked up one of those ones up there, but it's not. Right, let's finish these guys off.
Not bad.
Now with them done, we've got those ones up the hill. And again, we're still not even to the annoying one. It's just these are all slightly irritating fights. And if you die, you're just back to your last thing, which is up there. Ooh, pretty. Your last kind of landmark. Anyway, these ones are an easy enough fight, and I'm just going to make sure I finish it with party gauge and Monado gauge all nice and topped up. Also, a friendly reminder, it might come up in the next fight. Chromar are a group of enemies which are absolutely capable of doing a dark chain attack on you, so be aware that that's a risk. Right, we're in a good way. There's some final just changes I want to make quickly. I've switched Shulk also to the slightly more defensive Monado, the Agni, and I'm actually going to switch from Art Stealth. I'm going to put Talent Boost on him, because we got that a while ago. Or did we? No, we didn't get a Talent Boost yet. That's the spoilers for a quest we're about to do today. So, is there any more? Oh, skill trees. Who's skilled up? Shulk has. Hey. Experience when vision tags are destroyed. Excellent. I'm going to just see if there is any expert levels hanging around for anyone. Oops, Shulk can take a level. I'll take anything I can get at this point. So, up here, we have 3 Chromar, a Godiatrava and a Stormy Belagon, who is really irritating. His spike is one of the most infuriating in the game. As such, I am explicitly not going to focus on him. I want to kill his friends before even starting on him. And then we'll talk about what his spike does and why it's so irritating. You can probably guess what it is based on what I've equipped so far, because you'll notice I put a ton of, like, Ryan's asleep, Charlotte's asleep, there we go. He's a sleepy little bastard is what he is. Right, we killed one of his friends, that's pretty good. Let's focus on the other. His friends actually really don't last very long. They're not hard to fight, but they can really fuck you up while you're dealing with him, and you really need to deal with him with all of your beans. Sleeping is his thing. You can see he put Ryan to sleep, that's why sleep resist is a thing, and he has a sleep spike. When you hit him, you have something like an 80% chance of just falling asleep spontaneously. It's incredibly annoying. Oh, he's focusing on Charlotte, that's annoying. Right, let's just... Right, Ryan, okay, focus on him. Ryan just needs to draw that aggro, I guess. There we go, I think. Oh, no, Charlotte's just gonna die. Oh, everyone's asleep? Uh-oh. Wait, how did we survive that? Well, I don't actually care. Let's kill this guy. Right, now we can actually focus on Stormy Belagon. So, of course, I am going to purge that spike. And yes, having... The issue is you actually need to build up party gauge again, and it's... Oh, he's Beastman's cursed us. It's so annoying to do that when you risk falling asleep with every single hit. And basically, I'm going to do nothing but purge him with Shulk. Hopefully, Ryan will topple. There we go, yes. And this guy doesn't have a down spike or anything. Unfortunately, I can't daze... Oh, can I just daze him? Can I just daze him in time? Yeah. I'm actually going to, while he's down, fuck it, let's actually try and topple lock him. So we'll daze with Shulk. Let's try this, cheeky bastard. Damn, he's immune to instant death. Worth a try. Let's wild down him. Oh shit, well, fucked up. Oh, that would have been good. But yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, Headshot still does a lot, but as I've kind of mentioned in the past, basically every boss kind of thing is immune to instant death. But yes, at least now we can just wail at him while he's down. Oh, he's back up. Even, yeah, so debuff, his thing counts as a debuff, so debuff resist works on it. Sleep resist works more directly. Oh, he's down again, yes. So sleep resist is better, and that's why it's nice to get the Grace Cap beforehand that literally gives you sleep resist 6. Put that on whoever you're playing as, and whoever you're playing as probably should be Shulk for purging that spike. Because you notice that Ryan quickly fell asleep and then woke up again. That was his debuff resist firing up, which is all very nice. At least this guy doesn't seem to be super immune to, like, he's not immune to break or topple or anything, even outside of the chain attack, which is pretty spicy. So, right, let's try and finish him here, if we can. Fuck doing any topple locking stuff, let's just break him with a red chain attack. Should be able to kill him with Sword Drive. There we go. That's Stormy Belagon, a really irritating unique monster, genuinely. It seems alright. Ooh, Dive Sabat. Infinity. Double attack, initial tension, and arts heal. Oh, that's very good. I'm not sure if it's better than just having the double attack, though. It is a bit better min, lower max. Higher critical rate, that's very Fiora. And the arts heal, oh, it's probably worth not having the full double attack, frankly. And an art book for Dive Sabat. At this stage, any top-level art books are nice just to give us something to put AP into, frankly. Because Ryan's got so much AP there. Like, all of my characters have essentially got limitless AP for the arts I actually have them use, other than Shulk. But that's because he's got a whole set of Monado arts. Even full level armor, because armor is really nice. 75% resistance is pretty spicy. I'm going to reset everyone's shit while I actually remember. Let's transfer him back to the Rudra. And we'll actually switch the party up to Melia, Fiora, and Ryan for the rest of the episode. Through here is a High Entia door, which at the end contains yet another High Entia treasure. This time the Argos gear, initial tension 5, it's alright medium armor, as is the combatant boots. I think both they may find a home on Sharla, maybe not. Sharla and Melia are our go-to medium armor lads, so no, it's not going to beat those ruby glasses. Though it is better armor, but we'll see. Up next, we have another High Entia door, which is there in the Hode Refuge, so let's head down there. Oh, didn't quite make that. That was embarrassing. So here, inside the Hode Refuge, behind these Orlugas with an Echidna up there, is another High Entia door with, yeah, you're starting to see how this goes. But actually, the next couple of ones we're going to do are going to be an exception to this rule I've been establishing, so there we are. So we get the Argos Gauntlets, strength up on medium armor. No, it's not very useful for either. Both of our Ether users are on medium armor. But the Shade Glasses, ooh, agility up on them. And Topple Plus, extends Topple duration by 2. Spicy. Well, by 50%, not by 2. With that, we are going to head up to the Ether Plant and get a quest. And right here is this kid, Teela. If I go there, I might be able to find the documents. Could I really do that on my own? Hey, can you hear me out? My professor told me something before he turned into a Telethia. He said there's a secret lab somewhere in the tomb. Apparently it was used for some kind of research on the Telethia. Anyway, I was thinking, there might be a way to change everyone back to normal in there. That's what my professor said. But I'm still just a kid, I can't go there on my own. Please, can you help me? A Telethia laboratory? That sounds like the sort of place that there might be a way to do it. It's our best hope. If it's there, we should be able to find it. I wouldn't want you to put yourself in too much danger. Naroth hated people being reckless. Oh, it's Naroth, one of the two who built the deciphering machine with Talia. He was now a Telethia. No, Talia's not, Naroth is. But it makes you happy to say that, if they hear you say that. So, we need to get the Telethia research from the Telethia laboratory. There we go. God, that was a nightmare to get out in the High Entia tomb. Really? You'll do it? Thanks! Then I'll go over my professor's research notes again. But I hear you say there is no Telethia laboratory in the High Entia tomb. I wonder what this was. Anyway, we're not actually going to do that right away. We are going to warp to the Tower of Trials bridge. Because there's some other shit we can even do in the tomb now. We can actually polish off basically everything in the tomb now. It's weirdly avoided us for this long, but that's because we've needed the High Entia emblem to really properly explore it. Like, for example, you'll notice there's this little bit down there. Let's head up and over there. And you can see down here, there's actually a bridge, which only responds to the High Entia emblem, and then behind that, another High Entia door. Do you remember actually one of the first few times we came here, we went to that place called the Second Treasury, which strongly implies the existence of a First Treasury. And indeed, that's where we head to at the moment. Hasn't been accessed for years, has a tasty sausage in it, make of that what you will. And there is a absurdly low-level Hoverastus here. In order to get the Adulthood emblem, well, the High Entia emblem, you have to afford a level 80 Terex, but they're like, oh, let's put a level 36 Astus in here for some reason. Anyway, another one of these, which contains some more Grace gear, Agility Up light shoes, ooh, undone man and shulk, and Agility Up light gloves. No, Ether Up light gloves, and a debuff resist 5. Let's see, but those look like very Dunban shoes, or Shulk shoes, that fact. So they're both already on kind of max agility, but I think they probably will be better for Shulk anyway. Yeah, they're better anyway, and that'll put him back at max agility up. Anyway, with that, we do want to try and get through to this additional bit, so let's head over to the ceremony hall. And indeed, this was where we fought the Telethia. Where did the Telethia come from? It came from here, through the back, through another High Entia door, and this is another brilliant case of if you see it, you can go there. This is the Telethia Laboratory, our final location within the High Entia tomb. It is guarded by the level 96 Furious Josuan, who is probably Professor Ruthan. But he's a Sound-type enemy, so we can just sneak around him. We have seen this place before, though. When we first came to Erith Sea, we saw, I think it was Lorithia plotting somewhat in here, and we've also seen Lorithia and Alvis in here talking about this. One of the staffs that the kind of ether draining staves that the Facers use. Like we saw him talking about it, that's where this location is. Almost every cutscene in the game is in a location. We've actually seen the only one that isn't. The flashback between Arglas the Giant and Egil takes place on the Bionis shoulder, which was cut from the final game, but is where the DLC takes place. So there you go. Let's grab ourselves some Telethia research and take that back to Tilan at the Ether Plant. Are these the documents? Oh, they're really dirty. Must be because they're so old. Interesting stuff. These are the ones, alright. They're all about the Telethia. Thanks, guys. I don't know how far I can get, but I won't let my professor down. I don't want to just sit around feeling down anymore. I'll find a way to make everyone back to normal again. Thanks for your help. Right, time to get down to some serious research. So, that completes secret research, and gets us a Rex helm that we already have. And just to finish off, well, I've kind of bollocksed this for myself already, but down here at night time, we find Talia. She'd give us a quest, except I already accidentally triggered it a couple of episodes and sped through what it said. Past Doctor, recover what you can from that. Melia, listen. I have finally finished deciphering the book. That is wonderful news. It is all thanks to Naroth and Ruthan's deciphering machine. I wish I could have shared this joy with them. I understand how you feel. What does the book say? To gain the War God's strength, go to the Church of White. There you must demonstrate your power. Interesting. Is it referring to Valak Mountain? Correct. This means that the true War God statue may be at Valak Mountain. I believe it is stating that the statue is in Laluth Church. Can you help me? Could you go to Valak Mountain and investigate the War God statue? You know I would do anything for Naroth and Ruthan, but I am weary after what happened the other day. Leave it to me. Even if my friends are unwilling, I'll do what I can to help. It is sad that Ruthan and Naroth died without fulfilling their dream. We must complete this research both for them and for you. Thank you. I am moved by the passion you have shown for this cause. This is the perfect way to honour the memory of Naroth and Ruthan. So, with that, in order to activate that quest, you need to have done either investigating Satoral or Talia's research. They're both the same quest. They're one of those ones which, at Mechonis Core, one version expires and you get another version which is the same quest. But she wants us to investigate the War God statue at Laluth Church in Valak Mountain. So, for that, we go here. And right at the landmark, that's kind of off the side here, is our High Entia door. And now this one, we have a hell of a walk ahead of us if you look on the map. It's not really a church so much as a single gigantic tunnel system, which I'm therefore going to speed through until we get to the other end. So that brings us out here, where we've actually got a heart-to-heart, which needs higher affinity than we have between Ryan and Fiora. And here we have the War God statue. This statue has a different glow to the one in Alchemoth. And with it, then we are chased by a level 99 glorious slow boss. And it will follow us all the way through here as well. And now forever guard that thing. It is not part of the quest to fight this. A lot of people think it is. Nope, you just have to go and check it. So, frankly, there's no actual level limit on this quest. It's a level 99 monster, but by no means do you have to actually fight it. Because with that, we can just return, having checked out the War God statue, back to Talia. You're back. What did you find? It looked the same as the statue in Alchemoth, but it was strange. It was a different colour from the other War God statues I've seen. Then, what colour was it? It had a silver body with golden wings. Excellent. That is the true form of the War God. Those in the other places are replicas created by followers of the faith. They are completely white. Perhaps the white stems from the connection to Valak Mountain. Perhaps. But the original statue with the statue with the golden wings is the original, isn't it? It must be. Valak Mountain is where the War God faith originated, but there are no High Entia living there. It's far too cold. Is it too? Is it difficult to? It is difficult. It is difficult to believe, but could it have been the Chilkin? They too have wings. I do not think so. The statue's wings more resemble ours. The book refers to Valak Mountain, but it does not give more detail. Could it be possibly that there was no snow there in the distant past? Maybe perhaps it was possible for the High Entia to live there long ago. That would make sense. The sealed tower and the door there seem to be of High Entia making. It must have been because the Bionis moved in the past. That could have made the climate uninhabitable for the High Entia. A fascinating supposition. So if Valak Mountain is where the War God faith originated, then... Sorry, I am being loquacious. This is all very fascinating, but I have to go now. We must continue our journey. I understand. Thank you for your help. I owe much to the passion and drive you've displayed. You have done a great deed for Naroth, for Ruthan, and for me. I am overjoyed to have finished my research. Think nothing of it. It is my duty as a member of the Imperial family. Huh? Nothing. It is our duty as survivors to pass on our High Entia heritage. Let us speak again when the world is at peace. Until then, I shall be researching the snowfall on Valak Mountain. I cannot wait to get started. And that concludes Ancient High Entia Mystery. This gives us the gem I was talking about, Talent Boost. Talent Boost is a really interesting one. Auto attack damage is halved, but fills the talent gauge by 10. 10 is basically double, so it means that its auto attack damage is half, but you fill the talent gauge double. For stuff where you're going to want to keep Shulk's Monado meter charged, that's really handy. Can be really handy with Dunman for Blossom Dance, or for Fiora for her drones and letting them off all the time. It also, absolutely do not put this on Charlotte. It works, and it just makes her rifle overheat twice as fast. It can also work on Melia, because the talent gauge is just filled more, not necessarily by auto-attack. So Melia's summons will fill it more, and the auto-attack damage being halved means shit all for Melia, because she's already got a... what am I trying to say? Because she's not doing auto-attack, so it really doesn't actually matter. So I'm going to slap that onto Melia. Never mind the extra poison plus. This is just much more useful. And I think the game knows it's good for Melia, because it does give you it at the end of the Melia quest. It also gave us a Meteor Staff, which is exactly what we currently have. But it also unlocked us Melia's 5th skill branch, Passion, which is a bit of a weird one. It improves Ether, which is handy, but yeah. Reduces tension loss when an attack fails, alright. Boosts damage dealt to enemies suffering sleep. Haven't had Hypnosis on for quite a while, but there you go. This is a useful one. When an aura is active, increases damage dealt to Telethia. That can be handy. Extends blaze duration, that works, and greatly reduces spike by half. That's pretty good. But there's nothing amazing in there, but it is the way it is. And we are going to hold it there for this episode. Next episode, we will be going on and into Prison Island to finish up the rest of the game and chase down Dixon. I hope you'll join me then. Thank you very much, and good day. But you kept it to yourselves. We could have made loads of really good weapons, you know. Maybe even stop the Mechon from murdering our families. You are right, Ryan. We High Entia chose to turn a blind eye. I'm not proud. Sorry, I didn't mean to blame you. None of that's your fault. No, your point was valid. That's why it has to be different. Homs and High Entia together. We will rebuild your homes and get you back on your feet. Really? You mean it? Thanks, Melia. No more square-tash telling-offs. No more trips around the colony for ether cylinders. Telling-offs? What are you talking about? Oh, nothing. It's personal. Anyway, thanks a bunch, Melia. I am confused, but then I find I often am when I'm talking to you. You mean you don't know? What, did you skip tech class in school or something? I am leaving. Easy, Melia, I was joking. I see. Reaching a little, don't you think? According to the Ministry of Research, it's the Tomb Centre. Perhaps the defence systems were activated. Pretty amazing for something you lot built ages ago. What are all the scribbles on the wall? That your alphabet? That is an ancient script. It depicts the battle between the Bionis and the Mechonis. It's really that old? I thought there weren't any records left from back then. Or ruins. This could be the only place left. You do know a few things, Ryan. Yes, the battle was so fierce it destroyed most of everything. Then that would make this text pretty important, if you ask me. Very much so. However, only those that ascend to the throne are able to decipher it. That means you'll be able to read it someday, right? I will, with some hard work. But before such things, we all have much work to do. And that comes first. No doubt, Melia, so let's get back to it. Battle? What battle? Oh, you mean the one the Bionis and Mechonis fought forever ago? If you know already, why bother asking me? Yeah, I just remembered. I learned about it at school. You're a strange one, Ryan, but yes, those are thought to be the writings of that ancient battle. So you don't know exactly what it says here? No, only those that attend the throne are able to read it. It's like a code that must be unlocked. So you can't read it at all? I thought you were pretty smart. You of all people should avoid making remarks about intelligence. Haha, you got me there, Melia.